Hi, it's Adam with WebStarts, and in this video I'll be demonstrating the unique features of WebStarts that make it easy for you as a teacher or educator to create a website for your classroom. The easy to understand drag and drop page editor that's included with WebStarts means that you create your website visually without having to know any code. This allows you to express your unique teaching style while giving your students and parents an easy way to access information from a central location. And with WebStarts, you can do things also like publish and share assignments, worksheets, curriculums, and other materials. You can create pages that can be accessed only by student login, and you can also manage those student login credentials. You can share due dates, deadlines, and other occasions using the integrated calendar app. And then finally, you can allow your students to create their very own websites and blogs, teaching them web design. So let's jump in. I'm going to walk you through what it takes to create your first WebStarts account. And to do that, you'll want to start with step one, which is going to webstarts.com. Now, you should bookmark webstarts.com because you're going to need to return to the website in order to log in and make edits and changes. So here we go. Once you're on the webstarts.com homepage, just click Get Started. It's free. WebStarts is free to use. We do offer some paid plans that give you premium features, for example, the ability to connect a domain name to your website, and we'll get to that a little bit more later. In step two, you're going to choose a design for your website. These are basically templates. They're all 100% customizable, so you can't make a mistake by choosing the wrong design. They can also be changed at any time. I like to recommend that people select a design that most closely reflects their vision. So you can do that either by sorting through the various categories, or you can just click on the thumbnails to select them. I'm going to do that and move forward. In step three, you're going to provide your name, your email address, and choose a password that you want to use to log in to your WebStarts account. So let me do that quickly. And then after you do that, you're going to need to verify that you're a real person just by getting a quick text message sent to your mobile device. And then you'll tap in the little 4-digit code we provide to verify that. All right, I've verified my account, and now it's time to choose a website address for my website. Now, there are two options here. The first option is to use a free .webstarts.com address, and that's what I recommend to you when first getting started with WebStarts as an educator. And you can go ahead and just type in any keyword you want to use, or maybe it's your name. I'm just going to say teacheradam.webstarts.com. You can also choose this later, and you can edit it later. Now, if you have your very own top-level domain name, like I would have adam.com, I could enter that into this option over here on the right, but it would require me to subscribe to one of the paid plans before moving forward. So for this demonstration, we're just using the free plan, and so I'm going to click Continue. Okay, so now my website is all set up, and then I'm greeted by this window that has a short video in it. This video I suggest watching. It covers some of the basic things that you need to know to get around WebStarts, and also some of the principles of how exactly WebStarts works. I'm also going to cover that just a little bit in this video, so I want you to take a look at that video, but also pay attention in just a moment when I cover the basics concerning things like the page editor. So for now, I'm going to click out so I can just see what we call the dashboard view. And to edit your website, you're going to jump right in, and step one is going to be to click on Edit Site. That's going to open up the WebStarts page editor, and that's where you can make edits and changes to your website, including your web pages. Now, it's important to remember that a WebStarts website consists of an account at the very highest level, and then the next level is that you can have multiple websites that belong to an account, and then you have web pages that belong to a website, and then finally you have elements that belong to a web page. So here we're looking at my home page, and the elements of my home page are things like text boxes and images and the menu, and here I have an icon. And what you can do is you can click add to add an element to this page, and then you can just drag that element where you want it to appear. Everything is drag and drop, so it can just be dragged to move. You can also use the keyboard keys to move things by using the arrow keys. So now I'm in the page editor, and most of the elements to change the contents, all you need to do is double click on them. So if I want to change the content of this text box, I just double click on it, and then I can use my keyboard to type whatever I want. And then I can also do things like change the color of the text, so on and so forth. Another thing that you'll want to do is possibly change some of the properties or appearance of a certain element. So if I select this image, for instance, I can choose to change the style or effect that's applied to it. I can change it into a hyperlink and link it to another page or to somewhere else on the web. And I can click on this settings cog to change some of the other properties of that particular element. Now, the properties that you can change from one element to another, they differ. So it just kind of depends on what element you select, what properties you'll be able to adjust. Over here in the top left, we have a drop-down menu. This is where you toggle between pages. So if you want to edit another page of your website, you would simply select it from that drop-down menu. If you're ready to create a new page, you would just click on the new page icon, and then you can choose whether you want to make a copy of an existing page, which can help save time, or whether you want to start with a blank page. I'm not going to create a page right now for this demo, but I am going to draw your attention to the fact that each page in the WebStarts editor is made up of a header, which is the top section, body, which is the middle section, and then down at the bottom we have what's called the footer. Any elements that you place into the header or the footer will appear in the same location on each page. This makes it easy for your site visitors to navigate from page to page. So for instance, the menu that I have, it belongs to the header, and you'll see it in the same location on each page. So most of the custom work you'll be doing is in the middle section, which is called the body. And likewise with the footer, you can just drag something like your social media icons or your copyright information down there, and it will appear at the bottom of each page. I recommend that you place things like a logo into the header or the name of your website, and then it appears at the top of your page. And for this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add an image to my header just to show you what that looks like. And it's just going to be a profile pic that I'm going to use. And you can copy this as an educator, as a teacher, if you like the idea as well. So what I've done is I've selected this profile pic that I have on my local computer by clicking upload and then browsing my local computer and then choosing it, and that has uploaded it to what we call the file manager, and that's where all your files live in the cloud, and that's what we're looking at here. To add an image that's in your file manager to your page, just select it and then click insert file. You can also do that by double clicking on the image. Now I'm going to drag that image into my header, and I'm actually going to remove this icon. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a circle just by choosing that option. So now I have this kind of nice little circle, and then I'm going to put my name, and I'm just going to say Adam's Classroom as the title of my website. And I'm going to save that by just clicking on the save icon. You're going to want to get very familiar with that. I don't want to share the changes that I just made to my website on social media, so I closed out that box. And then if you want to see what that looks like on the web, just click View Site. You can take a look. This is my contact page, which I can customize further, or I can just go to my home page, and this is what appears on my home page. And then if I want to go back over to my home page and make some more edits and changes, I just select it from that drop down that I showed you earlier. And then if you want to delete certain things, like I want to delete this image from the template, just select it and then click the red X, or you can press the delete key on your keyboard. So that's kind of a rundown of the basics of how to use the WebStarts page editor. There are so many things you can do with WebStarts. I recommend that you go up here and you click on help and you search for an article if you have a specific thing you're trying to accomplish. And if you ever get stuck, send an email to support@webstarts.com, and we're happy to help solve any problems or questions that you might have. So let's jump into the next section where I talk about some of the unique things that you can do with WebStarts that really make it excellent if you're a teacher. And the first one I want to show you is how to create members only pages. And those members only pages will be able to be accessed only by the students who have their own login credentials. So you're going to set that up using what we call the membership app. And to do that, you're going to go over here to the sidebar, and in the first step, you're going to click add icon, the add icon, and then you're going to go down to where it says membership and click on that, and then you'll get this window that pops up that says, would you like to make this page accessible to members only? Now, I'm going to say no for this page because I want everybody to come to my home page, and I'm going to click continue. In the next step, you're going to choose where you're going to send those students after they enter their username and password. In this example, I'm going to send them to the page called assignments, actually. So before we move any further, I'm just going to go up here and create a page called assignments. I'm going to save the changes to my page, which has prompted me to do. I'm going to start with a blank page. And now I've just created a page called assignments. And you'll see when you use a blank page, it still keeps your header and footer as long as they're displayed on that page. So I still have the name of my website and my profile photo, and I also have my menu over here on the right. So the next thing that I'm going to do is go back over here and add that membership app again. And I'm going to make this page accessible to members only since I'm on the assignments page. I'm going to send people to the assignments page after they log in, and then I'm going to manually approve people when they attempt to sign up, because I feel like as a teacher, I should really know my students and know when they're signing up to be part of my classroom, and I don't want somebody to come from the outside and then just automatically get approved to sign up. So I chose to manually approve that, and I'll show you where you can manually approve your members in just a moment. Now I want to choose whether to display a login widget on this page. I do want a login widget. In fact, I want a login widget on every page, so I'm just going to click finish, and then that drops this little login widget right here. Now I want this login widget to appear in my top right. That's where people will go to sign up and log in for my website. If I don't like the color, like for example, I don't want to use that blue, you can just select a different color, or if you want to change the font size or the font itself, you can do that as well. There are a number of options you can do to create a unique look and feel for your login widget. I'm going to save those changes, and that's going to apply my login widget to the header. So if I click view site, you'll see, well, number one, that I can't even view that page without logging in, which is good. That's exactly what we want. But if I go out to my home page, I can see that. So if I go log in, I'm prompted to enter my email address and my password. And if I click sign up, it gives me the opportunity to enter my name, my email, password, and then click sign up now. For this demo, I'm going to go ahead and click sign up, and then I'm just going to say Joe Smith is the student. And then Joe Smith is going to have an email address. And he's going to have a password, which I'm also going to select the password that I want to use. So right now, I'm doing what your student would do, and they're going to get this message that says, thank you for signing up to become a member. And then it's going to say that all accounts are manually approved. And so now I need to go and manually approve that account. So as the teacher, I come back out to the dashboard view in my WebStarts account. And I scroll down to where it says site members. I click on that panel, and here you can see I have Joe Smith's information, and I can just choose to approve him by clicking where it says not approved, and then it's going to say approved. Now, something that you need to do to use the members approval process is you need to upgrade to a paid plan. So keep that in mind if you do decide to use this members only section. Once Joe Smith is approved, he can come back, click on this login link, and then just enter his email address and password and log in, and then he'll be taken to the assignments page that we created earlier. Speaking of assignments, let's go ahead and jump back over to the WebStarts page editor just by clicking on the drop-down menu and clicking Dashboard. That will return you back out to the dashboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to add assignments to the assignments page. Now this can be done either by using the text boxes and just creating a list. Maybe you give the assignments a title or name, and then you also give them a description, and then maybe you say what the due date is for that assignment. But for this demo, I'm going to show you how you can actually upload Word, Excel, and PDF files as your assignments to any page of your website. So I'm going to start by selecting the assignments page in the top left drop down. And then next I'm going to click on Add, and then I'm going to select Document. So I'm going to scroll down here and find where it says Document. And then I'm going to upload a document from my local computer to my file manager. So what I'm going to do is locate a PDF file. So I've selected my PDF file, and now it's uploading to that file manager. I'm using a PDF file that we created for marketing purposes, but you would use whatever assignment or worksheet that you wanted to use as a teacher. And then you just select that and click Insert File, and then it places that PDF file on the page. And keep in mind, you can also use Word documents, and you can use Excel spreadsheets as well. So after a few moments, that document will appear inside of a frame. You can drag that frame wherever you want it to appear. You can also use the handles to expand the frame. Now this is several documents that I'm displaying on this page. So when I save it and go to the live view by clicking View Site, you'll see I'll have to, well, first of all, I'd have to log in because it's my assignments view, but I'd have to scroll down to view all of the PDF in that particular document. Now you can print this document off the published page. There's an icon that will appear when you hover over it, and you just click that. And then your student will be able to click print in their browser and print out that homework assignment or whatever it is that you want them to have access to. The next feature I'm going to show you is the Google Calendar app. You can access this just by creating a new page, or you can add it to an existing page. For this demo, I'm going to once again create a new blank page. I'm going to call it Calendar, and I'm going to create that page, and then I'm going to click the add icon in step 1. And then step 2, I'm going to click on the calendar, and then I'm going to connect that to my existing Google account. When you do that, you'll get a little authorization window like this. I'm going to hold it off screen just so that you won't necessarily see that. And then once that calendar is connected, you'll see you'll be able to insert it onto your page, and then it will be populated with whatever events you place into that calendar. So you can do things like add deadlines or due dates or special occasions to this calendar, and then you can publish this calendar on the website for both your students and for their parents as well. I'm just going to save this calendar. To manage the events in the calendar, you will need to access it using Gmail. So you'll log into your Gmail account, click on Calendar, and create a new event using Google Calendar. If you're using another calendar program, let's say for example Apple's Calendar, or you're using Microsoft Outlook, what you can do is you can synchronize all of those calendars with your Gmail calendar, and then the events that you want to be made public can be displayed on this calendar on your live website. So that's how you would manage that particular calendar. So finally, the last thing you can do as a teacher using WebStarts is give them the ability to create their own website and or blog. So this is an excellent opportunity if you're teaching web design or if you're teaching writing. It's great for them to be able to create their own blog in the case of writing. and in the case of web design, being able to create their own website. You can either direct them to webstarts.com where they can create their own free WebStarts account, or you can use what we call the designer platform, and that will give you some advantages. Like, for example, you'll be able to create a custom portal with your own unique look and feel. You'll be able to manage the credentials of your students for their website, so you'll be able to change things like their password, or you'll be able to manage their ability to log in. And then you'll also have the ability to create your own website templates. So if you're teaching a web design class, for example, and you want all of your students to start with the same design, and you want it to be a specific design that you're familiar with, you can create that design, save it as a template, and then provide it by default to every student who signs up in your designer platform account. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to log into a different account where I have activated that designer platform. From any page of your WebStarts account where you're logged in, you'll see a drop-down menu in your top right. Click on that drop-down menu and then click Designer Platform. Now, once you have access to the Designer Platform, the first place you're going to want to go is to the Settings tab. The Settings tab is where you create your unique look and feel for your portal. So here you can see I've uploaded my own custom logo. You can do a photo of, yourself as a teacher or whatever you want to use. And then in the business name area, you can enter your name or whatever name you want, and you can choose whether or not to display your phone number, and then you can choose whether to display your phone number on the dashboard when people go to log in, or allow those students to make changes to their design. We provide that option because if you do change your template or design, it will start you over and kind of delete the structure of your website. So there are many cases where you don't want to allow that. Once you've made your changes, be sure to click the update button. If you are on a paid plan, you'll have the ability to create your own subdomain on your domain. So if I have adam.com as my main website and I want to have students.adam.com, I can set that up to be their own little portal where they log in. And then when they go to that link, they'll see something like this here, except of course they'll see your logo on the top left instead of the one that I've uploaded for this demo. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close that out, and then I'm going to show you how you can add your first student. You're going to add them as a client, so you're going to click on Client. You're going to click Add New Client, and then you're going to enter their first name and their last name, and then you're going to give them an email address and website title. So I'm just going to say Joe Johnson, and I'm going to say joe.johnson at webstarts.com is the email address, and then I'm going to say Joe Johnson's website as his title and click Next. In this step, you're going to select whether you want to start with a template or start using what we call AI. That stands for artificial intelligence. It's just a streamlined wizard for creating your website. I recommend starting with a template because you want them to start with that template you created possibly, which I'll show you how to create in just a moment. So we click Start with Template, and then if they're going to use the template that you created, you would select down here where it says My Templates, and then your templates would be displayed there. So these are all templates that I created as a teacher, and I can allow my students to go in here and select to use those templates as a starting point. If you don't want to fuss with that, what you can do is just use any one of the regular WebStarts templates. Now, once they select the template, they're going to have their website set up, and they're going to be able to edit it. So I'm just going to select one of these templates. I'm going to use this baseball template. Why not? And after a few moments, I'm returned to the Manage Clients page, and then I'm going to scroll down the list, and here I can see Joe Johnson's website in my list of websites. And then I want to call your attention to this column here called Edit Client. You're going to click on that, and that's where you'll assign a password for that particular student. Then they'll use that password back on that settings portal link, and you can get that link there, and that's how they'll log into the account. So for example, if I go over here to clients and I choose Joe Johnson's website, I'm going to choose a password that's easy, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll change this after the video. I'll click update client. Now that's updated. And now when I, once again, as a student, I would just enter in my email address, which in this case is joejohnson@webstarts.com. And then I would enter in the password that was assigned to me by my teacher, and I would log in. And now I have my own dashboard, and I'm able to go ahead and edit that website. So after a few moments, what you'll see here is this thumbnail is generated based on the baseball template that I selected, and then I'll have the unique link to my site, and then I'll be able to go in and edit and manage my site. So these are just a few of the things that you can do with WebStarts as a teacher. There are so many things altogether that you can accomplish. Hopefully this will make your life easier by giving you the opportunity to create that one central location online where you can provide information for both your students and your parents and be able to be dynamic about it. That means log in, make changes yourself, have separate secure areas for your students that can't be seen by the general public, assign them work through there, give them things they can print out, and of course teach them how to create their own website. That's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, it would be so appreciated if you would subscribe and enable notifications. You'll also be the first to find out when we release a new video or feature.